apologies for that interruption. Welcome back for part 3 of yoga for surrender. We're truly surrendering to what is here. So we'll come back to lizard with the right leg forward. So whatever variation you'd like to come into on this side. And softening where you can here, releasing along the back body. Being mindful of your neck. Softening in your shoulders and hips. Just 1 or 2 more breaths. And starting to make your way back up, you'll heel toe that foot back in line with your hip. We're gonna lift up off the back knee, so low lunge. And then that front foot sweeps back to plank. We'll flow through a vinyasa, or you can head straight to downward dog. So inhale, shifting forward, lowering no lower than 90. And pressing to up dog. Exhaling to downward facing dog. Finding any movements. On your inhale, we'll float the right leg to 3-legged dog. We're going to exhale all the way through to half pigeon. So right knee close to that right wrist. You can peek back, making sure your left leg is pointing straight out behind you. Thinking of hugging your thighs together to engage the core. You might try floating your arms, maybe airplane arms. And then you can release forward. Maybe bringing your forehead down to a block or stacked fists or palms. Deep breaths down to the bottom of your belly. Softening where you can. One more deep breath. You can start to make your way back up. But we're going to come on to the right sit bone. You'll swing the left leg around on top and grounding the left foot. So sitting up tall, finding a comfortable seat. We'll inhale as you lengthen up through the crown of your head. To exhale, we'll twist to the left. So you can either wrap that arm around the opposite knee or bring the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Left arm behind you. Wringing out the spine. We don't want to force it, but using the breath to drive the twist. Maybe a little deeper with each of your exhales. Lengthening up. On your next inhale, we'll come back to the center slowly. Hands can come behind you. We're going to lift up to boat pose. So balancing on the sit bones, arms can come out parallel to the floor, tucking your chin slightly. And you can lift one or both legs off the mat. Keeping your heart and your chest lifted, spine's nice and long, mindful of your neck. One more breath. You might even lower a little bit lower. Inhaling slowly up. We'll come forward through all fours, tabletop, and then meeting back in downward facing dog. You can just curl your toes under from table. Finding any movements, just 2 full breaths. The bottom of your exhale, looking forward, walk or jump to the top of your mat. We'll inhale to half table. Exhaling forward, soften your knees, we'll slowly lift. Shrugging your shoulders, releasing them back and down. Good, feet come back to about hip width apart, top of your mat. We'll inhale, lifting the left leg to Ekapada. Left toes are flexed. Shoulders are relaxed down. When you're ready, we'll cross that left leg on top for eagle. Inhaling, arms out to a T, crossing in front, right arm on top. Lifting the elbows, pressing palms away, squeezing in toward your midline. Deep breaths, sinking down into that right foot and leg. You have one more deep breath here. Elbows can come in toward your chest. Staying in eagle arms, we're going to uncross the legs and then sending the left leg back to warrior 3 variation. Hips are squared to the mat. Core is strong here. On the inhale, we'll lift the left leg back up to Ekapada and then crossing that leg on top of the standing leg. Arms can relax down by your sides, maybe shaking them out. On an exhale, we're going to release into forward fold with crossed legs. So breathing along the backs of both legs. Using the breath to help let go, release. And fingertips can come to your mat as you soften your knees. We're going to carefully uncross the legs, feet back to about hip width apart. And this time you'll send that right leg back for a low lunge. And both hands come to the inside of that left front foot. You'll start to walk the front foot out to the edge of your mat. Again, heel stays on the mat, toes come off the edge. So foot's at about a 45-degree angle. And then any variation you'd like to try, or a couple variations on this side. You can bring the back knee down, maybe bring in the back top of the back foot to the mat. You could come down carefully to the knife edge of the front foot, allowing that left knee to fall open. Anything that's drawing you here, being mindful of the hip and knee. Trying to keep the spine nice and long, deep breaths wherever you are. One more breath. Starting to make your way back up carefully. Bring that foot back in line with your hip. We're going to come up off the back knee. And then front foot steps back to plank. We'll hold plank for 2 breaths again. And then flowing through a vinyasa here, shifting forward, lowering no lower than 90. Inhaling to up dog or cobra, and exhaling your way to downward facing dog. Finding any movements in your down dog. On your next inhale, we'll float the left leg to 3-legged dog, exhaling all the way through to half pigeon. Sinking back, again, thinking of hugging your thighs together to help with core engagement. If you have a block, you could always bring it underneath the left sit bone. You can release forward, coming down to whatever depth feels good. Couple more breaths. As you feel ready, you can start to make your way up. We'll come onto the left sit bone, swinging the right leg around on top, finding a comfortable seat, inhaling to lengthen up, and we'll exhale to the right. Right arm behind you. Inhaling back to the center, nice and slow. This time we're going to come through butterfly in the center. So soles of your feet together. Hands can rest under your toes. On an exhale, we'll hinge forward. So even if it's just a slight hinge here, you want to keep your chest and your heart lifted. On an inhale, rising up. Feet can come flat to your mat, making sure you have enough room behind you to lower down. Tucking your chin slightly. You're going to release back to your mat. And feet can walk in so your heels are just out of reach of your fingertips for bridge. On an inhale, pressing into your forearms and palms and feet, hips lift up. You can shimmy your shoulders underneath you and interlace your fingers. And on an exhale, nice and slow, releasing down. Knees can come to your chest, maybe rocking side to side. And then feet can release back to the mat, arms out to a T. Feet can come out to the edges of your mat, and we're just going to windshield wiper the knees back and forth. Side to side, moving with your breath, or you could stay on one side or the other for a couple breaths if that would feel good. You could even rotate your gaze out over the opposite fingertips to go just a little bit deeper. And when your sides feel even, coming back to the center, knees can come to your chest one more time. And then we'll come to happy baby, so capturing the soles of your feet, knees out wide, really pressing your whole spine into your mat here. And maybe rocking side to side if that would feel good, or extending one leg out and then the other. If there are any other stretches that are drawing you, you're welcome to take those. Otherwise, you can start to make your way to final Shavasana, final resting pose. Nice comfortable position on your mat. allowing your breath to flow naturally, allowing your body and your mind to find just a bit of stillness here. Surrendering isn't about what you do, but who you are being as you do it. It's about showing up every day with an excellent attitude, doing your best, leaning back, celebrating what is, and steadily working with the grateful expectation and belief that the universe is sending you a lucrative opportunity. Gently bringing your attention back, wiggling your fingers and toes, stretching your arms and legs, maybe going for a full body stretch. And bending your knees, gently making your way onto either side. Taking just a moment to thank yourself for coming to your mat today. And pressing up to a seated position when you're ready. The light and teacher in me honors the light and teacher in you. Namaste.